Brad Rampelberg started the season in the champion's car with championship hopes. But after standing on the podium twice, it looked like his title run might go off course. Fortunately, he was able to move back toward the front near season's end, and now he's just a 45-minute drive away from the big prize, unless some of these series kids get in the way. We'll decide the championship of the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup next. Welcome to Miller Motorsports Park. We're just outside Salt Lake City, Utah for the season finale of the SCCA Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup. Doubleheader weekend to settle the 2010 championship. A beautiful day outside Salt Lake City. Hello again, everyone. I'm Rick Benjamin. Elliot Forbes Robinson joins me for the call in a couple of moments, and Derek Bernasiglio has our coverage on pit road. The 11th race of the 2010 season, the championship fight coming down to this last event. Brad Rampelberg has had the lead in the points much of the way this season, but he hasn't yet been able to close the deal. And he's got to start back in the third row here today to try to get the job done. Ought to be extremely entertaining. It's been a very tight points battle all season long. Let's find out how the championship contenders view this day. Downstairs to Derek Bernasiglio.
Thanks a lot, Rick. And in just about 45 minutes' time, Brad Rampelberg has a chance of being the newest Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup champion. And Brad, how do you plan on running your race today?
I'll tell you what, those guys are really fast. I happen to really like this track. So I'm going to run up front, but I'm really going to try to stay clean and see how it plays out. 45 minutes, a long race in this heat, so I'm going to try to take it easy, but yet race aggressive.
Well, guys, Brad Rampelberg has a chance of walking away as the newest Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup champion at the end of the race today.
And, of course, besides the trophy and the prize money, Elliot Forbes Robinson, he gets a funded ride a step above this series.
Which is awesome. I think that the other folks that have been the last few years have really taken a great advantage of that, and it'd be great for him.
Of course, Rampelberg with a 25-point lead over Justin Piscatell coming into this final event of the season. 9th or better gets the championship clinched for Brad Rampelberg. Elliot, we've talked about Miller Motorsports Park. You and I have been here before. It's more than 3 miles around here. Really interesting layout, kind of a tightly compacted racetrack.
Well, it is. And, you know, the straight is quite long up here, which makes it really good for drafting down the straight. Turn 1 is... it's a decreasing radius corner, but you can get in there and get some passing done, as well as you can get a little bit passing done coming into 8 into the attitudes there. But all in all, it's a little bit of a tough place to pass on, but I think the guys can still get it done here.
The draft on the front straightaway, a big factor, a little bit of a factor in other parts of the racetrack as well. Take a look at your starting lineup. Nick Evans, who's really come on strong at the end of the season on the pole. Lionel Kent with a couple of wins this season. There's Piscatell, runner-up in points. He'll start third with Jesse Combs in row number 2. Our championship leader, Rampelberg, starts back on the third row alongside the Texan Jeff Mosing. Back to row number 4 here today. Looks like this. Mark Carpenter, who's been strong this year out of Charlotte, and Michael Cooper, who's got a win. That was at New Jersey. He's from Syosset, Long Island. He'll line up in the 8th spot. Russell Walker out of Texas and Aaron Malkasian make up the 5th row here this weekend. And back to row number 6 on the grid. Tim Probert, Al Caiola from the New York area. 7th and final row on our starting lineup for the season finale of the Playboy MX5 Cup. Michael Vitarelli from Pennsylvania and Christine Crane from the Pacific Northwest. She has been with us all season long, hoping for a good run here today in the final start of the season. Earlier, Derek got a chance to talk to our pole sitter Nick Evans about his final run in the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup for 2010 and whether he can pick up another victory.
Nick Evans, you really hit your stride. How exciting of a weekend has this been for you?
Oh, it's been pretty incredible. Picked up a pole yesterday and a win. You know, it kept me still in the hunt for the championship today, and I picked up another pole, and hopefully I'll get another win today. But we'll just have to see how it goes.
All right, Nick Evans, this is a doubleheader weekend to close out the campaign. Evans the winner in the first half of this doubleheader here at Miller. Ford GT40 pace car about to head for pit road, about to get us underway. Nick Evans in the 28, Lionel Kent in the 13 car on the front row. What's going through Brad Rampelberg's mind here, Elliot Forbes Robinson, as we get set to get started?
Well, Brad's got to keep it clean. He's got to finish this race. And, you know, it's really in his hands. If he stays out of trouble and finishes in the top 5, which he's starting right now, he has got this championship. So I think he's looking at not winning this race, but being up front and staying out of the way.
We'll see if he can do it with a conservative drive, or if he does drive to try to win today. Pace car swings to pit road. Final start of the season for the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup. Those BF Goodrich tires warming up, and we are underway, and Rampelberg already on the move on the inside down into turn 1.
Well, so much for conservative. He's going for it 3 abreast coming down here. Now we got teammates on the outside, teammates behind each other in the next. So they're going to work together as best they can because it does help here.
3 wide momentarily for turn 1. Nick Evans on the pole, Ken alongside, and they are side by side through turn number 1. Heading up to turn 2, Justin Piscatell knows he's got to try to win today to have a shot at this championship.
Yeah, and Lionel, you know, he had a really good start to the year by winning the first race, and then he's come back and just had all sorts of things happen to him during the year. He wants it really badly, and Lionel has the talent to do it.
Rampelberg up into 4th spot. There's Carpenter, the 77. I'm sorry, Jesse Combs in the 77. Let's get on board the cool gas machine with Combs, who's really figuring as though he's got to make a statement, I think, today, Elliott.
Well, you know, he's had some really good races and some really good qualifying. He's been on the pole before, but he just has not been able to put it into a win, and he's fast enough to do that. So let's see if he can do it today. Right now, he seems to be losing a little bit, so he's going to have to catch back up.
Lionel Kent, the early leader. Tim Probert there on the inside, trying to make some moves deeper in the field. Rampelberg getting shuffled back a little bit. Your leader is the 13, Lionel Kent, as we head toward the backside of this racetrack.
I think that we're going to see some changes when you get to the front anyway, because the drafting will get some people tightened up and make some passes happen there. But, you know, Nick Evans is doing a heck of a job just staying right on the bumper. Now, that's what he needs to do to get to that straight right behind him and not make mistakes. Because when you're following somebody this close, you tend to watch the car in front of you. Now, he has to look around it, but he's done a great job with this year. Now, that is as close as you can get without hitting somebody.
Nick Evans in second, trying to get by the early leader. Lionel Kent should have about 20 laps of racing here today in our 45-minute timed event to cap off what's been a very exciting Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup season in 2010. Shuffling for position into one of the right-handers. That's Mulcahy in the Bulldog Productions 11, trying to take second away from Nick Evans.
That was a good start for him, but it's these guys now, you get to the straight. Now it's getting a launch onto the straight, and it looks like Evans got a really good launch. Got a little sideways there, which cost him, but you know, if you're too close, you don't get the run-up on somebody quite as if you're back just a little tiny bit.
Aaron Mulcahy, a great job, qualified back in 10th spot, made a big move on the start to get to third. Here's Evans trying to swing to the inside as they head for turn 1.
Which is going to give our pretty good tow down the straightaway, and looks like Rampelberg's going to try and do something also.
Nick Evans, the winner of the Mazda Shootout a year ago, got that Mazda Speed funded ride in this car for 2010, and he's made the most of it. Coming on, getting his first win a while back, getting a win here this weekend. It's certainly a driver we expect a lot of good things from in the months and years to come. Lionel Kent, a driver in his second year in the series, holding the lead here in Miller.
You know, the problem that they're having, though, is they're racing really hard side by side in the corner, which, one, is somebody's going to be in the marbles a little bit, but what doing is costing them both time, and you can see everybody else close back up on them. If they would actually run nose to tail for a couple laps, they'd probably be able to get away from everybody with their speed and then go race, but it's going to be tough if they go side by side.
2 leaders starting to pull away. That is Kent from Tennessee in the 13. Nick Evans from Ohio in second spot, and there's your championship leader, the AMG 4 car, San Jose's Brad Rampelberg, moving up to third now, getting around Aaron Mulcahy.
Yeah, he's just hanging in there, and you know, he's not out running side by side with anybody at the moment, but you know, he's just trying to get a good finish here.
So Rampelberg sitting third right now. Kent is the early leader. Back with more at Miller Motorsports Park. Our coverage of the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup being brought to you today by Mazda. On any given weekend, more Mazdas are road raced than any other brand. By BF Goodrich Tires, a fast and easy bolt-on performance upgrade for your car. And by Playboy, proud sponsor of the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup.